Good morning, dear students. Myself, Gaganpreet Kaur, your subject teacher for business studies. In the previous video, we started with the chapter number 3 of the business studies, that was business environment. We clarified about the meaning regarding business environment. We studied about the features and the importance of the business environment. Now today in this video we will be studying about the dimensions of business environment. This is a very important question, dimensions. So what are the dimensions of business environment? Let's study about these. Dimensions of a business environment means that business environment means all the factors, forces and institutions which have direct or indirect influence over the business transaction. The management of every enterprise can benefit by being aware of these dimensions. These factors constitute economics factor, social, technological, political and legal conditions. Let's take an example like scientific research. If we talk about science, like scientific research has discovered a technology that makes it possible to produce energy efficient light bulb that lasts at least 20 times a standard bulb. Therefore, the companies producing such bulbs must recognize such discovery, that is, significantly they can improve the unit growth and their profitability also. So now let's study about these dimensions. What are these dimensions all about? The number one dimension of business environment is, that is, economic environment. Interest rates, inflation rates, changes in the disposable income of the people are few factors like stock market indices and the value of rupee. Few factors which are regarded as economic factor which can affect the management practices. This can be better understood by learning these few points like interest rates. If we talk about the interest rate, if the interest rate on long-term loan is low, the customers or the consumers will borrow loans and can buy homes, cars and other durable assets. Secondly, an increase in the GDP, like gross domestic product of the country, leads to an increase in the disposable income of the people. That is, what is disposable income of the people? That is the income they spend, thus increasing the demand for the products. Thirdly, inflation. Inflation leads to an increase in the various costs of the businesses such as raw material, machinery, wages, salaries, etc. Few factors regarding this economic environment could be like this. You can see here in the slide some aspects of business environment are like increase in GDP results in the disposable income of the people. Secondly, high inflation rate set as constant as they increase the cost of production. Thirdly, decrease in interest rate is beneficial and increase the demand for home loans and borrowing money. Fourth, passing of a GST bill will affect almost all the business organization, as it even did also. We have seen in reality that passing of GST bill affected almost each and every business, like every business we can say. Demonetization, like we heard about 500 rupee or 1000 rupee note recently hit the Indian economic environment. Banking sector reforms, they also have attractive scheme of deposits, lending, they also attract economic environment of any country. Any changes in the economic and physical policy of the country they affect economic environment of a country. So these are the few factors which you can see how they affect the economic environment of any country. So that is why these factors to be considered while taking any decision regarding your business enterprise. So this was the first dimension. Let's talk about the second dimension. These are the dimension as you can see, like economic we did, second is social, third one is technological, fourth political, and the fifth one is legal environment. So here are 5 dimensions of business environment. We have completed with the first one, that was economic environment. Now let's talk about the second business dimension, social environment. Social environment. Now what is social environment? So social environment consists of customers and traditions of a society in which a business exists. It includes the standard of living, taste and preferences, and educational level of the people living in the society. The businessman cannot overlook the components of social environment as they may not have immediate impact on the business, but in the long run, they have a larger impact. Let's take an example regarding this social environment. In India, many festivals are celebrated like Diwali, Eid, Guru Purab, Christmas. These festivals provide good financial opportunities for the many manufacturers and the producers like sweet shops, confectionery, tailoring, boutiques, beauty parlors have rise in the demand during the festival season. So we can also take the another example. Other factors regarding the social factors, social environment are like first one, demand for reservation in the jobs for minority or women, demand for equal status of a woman by paying equal wages for the male and the female, demand for automatic machines and luxury items in the middle class families, the social movements to improve the education level of the girl child, health and fitness trend. This has also become very popular these days. All these are social factors. Few other aspects of social environment are like changes in the quality of life of the people, importance of or place of women in the workforce, birth and death rate, and population of a country, attitude of the customers towards innovation, lifestyles, education and literacy rates, tradition, customs, and habits of the people. All these constitute a social environment of a particular country. Now let's talk about the third environment. The third dimension of a business environment is technological environment. Technological environment include forces relating to scientific improvements and innovations which help producing new types of goods and facilitating new types of services also for the betterment of the people. It also provides the new ways of producing goods or services and new techniques for operating a business. This can be better understood like we have seen continuing in innovations are there in scientific and engineering field such as laser, robotics, biotechnology, food preservations, medicines, telecommunication, etc. This can be better understood with these examples of technological environment. Like companies have started using new ways of advertising such as CD-ROMs, information kiosks, internet, etc. online sale of grocery items, but nowadays many other things are also being sold on the online system. Online booking of air tickets, movie ticket, even nowadays railway tickets. Due to technological advancement, customer can compare the fair prices of these tickets, the hotel prices, airline prices, and they can select what will be the most economical way. Continuing innovation in the scientific and engineering field, we have studied about it. Shift in the vacuum tubes to transistors, shift from typewriters to word processors nowadays, as we have seen. So these are all factors which affect, yeah, or we can say technological changes which affect Indian businesses and also constitute a part of the technological environment of the business environment. Now let's study about the fourth dimension of a business environment. This is the political environment. Political environment includes political conditions such as general stability and peace. So, political conditions like stability of the elected government, peace in the country, specific attitude of the government, and the policies. All these are included in the political environment of the country. So those changes, like with these we have studied, so these changes or those changes which affect the working of a business politically is known as political environment. It is very important for the business to consider the political changes, as these changes are going to affect the business. Let's take an example of political environment. In India, we all know that when a political party is elected as government, then its tenure is of how many years? Tenure is of 5 years. That every government is elected for the period of 5 years. So, we all know that for the period of 5 years, a particular government will stay. So, businessman knows for 5 years, at least this political condition will stay stable. Political instability can shake the confidence of the businessman. So, the businessman invests in long-term projects only and only when the political conditions of the country are stable. So, before investing, when manager, the company must consider these political conditions of the country. Examples or factors regarding these political environment are, as we can see here, the common factors and the forces which have influenced the Indian political environment. You must have heard about Swachh Bharat Abhiyan started by BJP government, Skill India movement started by BJP government. Political stability encouraged business enterprise to invest in the long-term projects. Present political system and profile of a political leaders. What is the constitution of the country? Government intervention in the businesses. Foreign policy by the government. Values and ideology of the political parties. So these are the few factors which a businessman must consider regarding the political environment of a particular business, because these affect the working of any business. So now let's talk about the last environment or last dimension of the business environment. This is the legal environment of a country. As we have done till here, firstly, economic environment we studied, Secondly, we studied about the social environment. Thirdly, technological environment. Fourth environment is political environment. And now, the last environment or last dimension of the business environment is the legal environment. Legal environment includes various legislations passed by the government, administratives, orders by the government authorities, court judgments, as well as the decisions rendered by various commissions and agencies at every level of the government, whether it is a central government or it is a state government or it's your local authorities. So now let's talk about this. Every business in the country have to obey the laws, the rules, the regulations set by the government. They should have adequate knowledge of the rules and regulations framed by the government from time to time. Any non-compliance of the laws may lead to legal problems. These changes or those changes which affect the working of a business legally is known as legal environment. This includes laws designed by the central, state or local government. Every business needs to follow those legal rules to remain in the market and save themselves from any legal penalties. For example, any product sold in the market must have all the information regarding the product on its packaging, like its uses, its license number, the ingredients, the date of manufacture, date of expiry, MRP, etc. This is because of the law of the country says that to mention all these information on the packaging of the any product. So that is why any business producing these products, they have to follow the rules, they have to obey the law. So there are many different acts which are formed for the business, like Trade Union Act 1926, Consumer Protection Act 1986. You have studied about Consumer Protection Act. So business needs to follow these rules and regulations made by the country and obey the law of the country. There are another factors you can see here regarding legal environment includes various laws and legislative act. Secondly, administrative order issued by the government authority. Thirdly, the court judgments as well as the decisions rendered by various commissions and agencies at every level of the government, central or state or local, because all these have the effect on the legal environment of any country. The management of every business enterprise has to obey the law of the land, like law of the country. So therefore, these are essential for every business enterprise to have knowledge about these rules and regulations which are framed by the government from time to time, so that you can avoid the penalties. So this is it for today. We have studied about the business environment. In this video, we completed the dimensions of business environment. So this is a very important question. In the next video, we will study about the leftover topic regarding this chapter. So till then, complete this chapter and keep studying. Okay. Thank you.